right, 2 minutes gone past 7 a.m. this beautiful Friday morning. A very warm welcome to the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show right here on your number one dial. Yes, Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. Your radio experience you can count on. Are you coming into town? A warm welcome to you. And if you're on your way out of Abuja, we'll be you farewell, and we hope to have you around soon. Yes, on Eagles Morning Rise, we'll have a lot packed for your listening pleasure. Yes, we get to review the national dailies, headlines across the national dailies. Yes, and of course at 8 it'll be time for sports with the sports minister Vicky Vic, where he gets to bring you up to speed with the latest happenings in the world of sport. And at 9 o'clock we'll get to discuss and dissect, if you like, national burning issues. Of course, these issues that concern you, they concern me, and they concern all of us as Nigerians. So it's safe to say that we talk Nigeria where Nigerians get to discuss Nigeria, if that makes any sense. All of this, will be accompanied with the very best of music. And the good thing is, today is Friday, so we're not going to be too serious, but not to say that we're going to, throw caution to the wind. But hey, it's Friday. Happy weekend to you guys. Happy weekend to the weekenders. I pray and hope that you have, the best of the weekend. I am Omohefe Peace Osemere. You can call me Efe for short. Yes. As always, we get to bring you up to speed with 10 things that you need to know for the day. Starting off with this one here, it says President of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Professor Emmanuel Osedeke, has said most Nigerian universities are on the verge of shutting down over the unbearable cost of electricity. Professor Osedeke said this during the opening of a 2-day national conference convened by ASU in Abuja with the theme Nigeria in a State of General Crisis, the search for a new path to development, on Thursday. All right, and this one here says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has submitted 4 tax reform bills to the House of Representatives for consideration and quick passage. In a letter addressed to the Speaker and read at plenary by Speaker Abbas Tajuddin on Thursday, of course that was October 3rd, the President said the bills were designed in line with the objectives of his administration. And at number 3, a federal high court in Abuja has issued an order barring the Directorate of Road Traffic Services, otherwise known as VIO, from further stopping vehicles on the road, impounding or confiscating vehicles, and imposing fines on motorists. Well, is this a step in the right direction? Is it really true that this VIO, officials, like, they're fond of harassing, motorists? Anyhow, now, an order has, been issued, barring them, from further stopping vehicles on the road and even impounding or confiscating vehicles and also imposing fines on motorists. But if you bar the VIO, then whose responsibility, would it be? Is it going to be the road safeties or what? All right, of course. Let's see how that would unfold in the days to come for motorists across the nation. And also local drivers and officials of the Niger State Emergency Management Agency and National Emergency Management Agency NEMA on Thursday recovered 20 more bodies from water after a passenger boat conveying Maulud celebrant capsized at Bajibo Mokwa local government area of Niger State. The recovery brought the total number of deaths to 36, according to the agency. A very sad, one there. Now, the Chairman, Board of Trustees, Arwa Consultative Forum, ACF, Alhaji Bashir Muhammad Dalhatu, has warned that the current situation of insecurity in the north is not only frightening but also threatening the existence of the northerners. The ACF Board Chairman gave the warning yesterday in Maiduguri when he led a delegation to visit and sympathize with the people of Borno State over the recent Maiduguri flood disaster. At number 6, 6 members of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, on Thursday threatened to lock up all polytechnics across the country after the expiration of a 15-day ultimatum given to the government. If it finally fails to address their demands, the polytechnic teachers have told a journalist at a press briefing shortly after the emergency National Executive Council meeting in Abuja that a 15-day ultimatum to the federal government would commence on Monday. Okay. We have ASU, on one hand, and we have ASUP on the other hand, threatening the federal government. At the same time, what exactly is going on? Please, please temper justice with mercy, all right? No pun intended, but that's just by the way. The number 7 thing you need to know for today is that presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in the 2023 election, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, has said, with the current situation of things in the country, Nigerians will push for change in 2027. Kwankwaso said this while receiving a large number of the All Progressives Congress members who decamped to the NNPP in the state. I tell you, politicking is already politicking across the country as we speak. Now, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara on Thursday insisted that the state's local government election scheduled for Saturday, October 5, will proceed despite protests from loyalists of his predecessor and current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. The governor warned against any attempts by groups or individuals to disrupt the electoral process, emphasizing that he would not tolerate any action aimed at creating confusion or instability in the state. The number 9 thing you need to know for today is the Anambra State Police Command says it has launched a manhunt for yet to be identified gunmen who killed 2 police officers in the Nnewi North local government area of the state on Thursday. 2 police operatives were killed by unidentified gunmen in Uruagu, a community in Nnewi North local government area. And yes, the last thing that you need to know for today would be a middle-aged man identified as Odogu Chibuzo was shot while attempting, along with other fleeing suspects, to siphon diesel from heavy-duty trucks at the Dangote cement plant in the Bese area of Ogun State. It was learned on Thursday that 3 other members of the armed gang fled the scene when security guards swooped on them, but Chibuzo was apprehended. All right, that's it for 10 things that you need to know today, Friday, of course, the 4th day in the month of October 2024. At this juncture, I would like to say a happy birthday, to those, born on this day. A happy birthday to you. The most important prayer or wish would be, more money, to your bank account. It's very important because money all quite important. I just sounded like, a typical Nigerian. I don't want to attach, the way I just sounded, to a region, but we know what I'm talking about. All right, as always, we get to charge you to do the right thing every morning right here. It's like, a crusade for us now, yes, to charge you, to encourage you as, a citizen and, a listener out there to always do the right thing. When you see someone, trashing dirt, indiscriminately across, the city or the country, not just in Abuja now, we're talking about other states because, the crusade is not just to make sure that Abuja is clean. Other states should also be kept clean. Please call people, to order. When I say call people to order, I'm not trying to say that you should go and shout at people because you might get uppercuts, along the line. Just, call someone to order and say, hi, come on, why are you doing this? Fellow Nigerian, why are you doing this? There are proper ways to, to which you can actually trash your dirt. So don't trash dirt, indiscriminately. And those of you that are fond of defecating openly, I don't even know how people do that. Like, how can you just, stop by the road, you pull your pants down and then you don't have shame or what? Please say no to open defecation. And that also applies to you urinating indiscriminately as well, so that the city will not be smelling, because it is not nice at all. And yes, we know that the economic reality on ground is biting hard on every Nigerian, but there are very cheap deodorants, there are very cheap toothpaste that you can get, there are very cheap body creams that you can get out there. Please get one. get one, and be very, very heavy on personal hygiene. It is very important, because the reality on ground is choking. It is choking already, so we don't need bad breath and bad body odor to choke people even more, if you know what I mean. No pun intended, but I'm just saying that doing the right thing entails that you take care of yourself, do the right thing to yourself, for yourself, by yourself. Then you can now extend it, because there's a saying, you cannot give what you don't have. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to take a look at the national dailies this morning. Today, Friday. Actually, I came across this trend on Twitter, now X, where COP members are seriously tongue lashing and backlashing, if you like, the federal government over the promise it made to increase coppers alawi to 77,000 naira. Apparently they were paid 33,000 naira instead of 77,000 naira, and this is despite the fact that we'll be made to understand that increment took effect from July 2024, and then it actually raised a question as to how we do these things without even considering the feelings and the emotions of the masses or the people directly involved. So imagine that you raise the hopes of these COP members that they will be getting 77,000 naira by the end of the month, and then you pay them 33k. Do you know how many people have gone to do Dorime in advance with the hope that they're going to get 77k? If you're a COP member out there and you are wailing at this time, oh dear, don't worry, better days are ahead. All right, after all, we're planning a youth conference, so maybe you get to express these concerns. Ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly take a look at the Vanguard newspaper. And on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, you have minimum wage as the kicker. Disquiet as federal government makes selective payment. This comes with a handful of riders underneath it. Labor leaders kick, say government insensitive to suffering of workers. The second rider says workers lament hardship, many sleep in offices, trek to work due to high transport costs. And then the third one says delay affecting productivity, NAAT talking there. And then the last one here says varsity workers worst hit. Then actually that is credited to SANU. You get details this morning on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Reps to AGF expedite trials of persons in prolonged detention. That's a page 9 read on the Vanguard newspaper. And then courts to VIO. Others, you have no power to seize vehicles and also impose fines. That's on page 9. So if you are a VIO officer out there and you're listening, this is what the court is saying. No, we're not the ones saying it. It is the court that said it, that you have no power to seize vehicles and also to impose fines. Maybe you guys have been doing too much lately. PDP, APC protest Rivers local government elections. That's on page 7. And then this one here says Niger boat mishap, 70 bodies recovered. Yes, a very sad development right there. It says ill-fated boat on illegal operation. Tinubu mourns victims. Governor Bago talks tough on frequent mishaps and loss of lives and also property. That's on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Federal government denies anti-North bias in distribution of road projects. Says North has a 52% and the South has 48%. That's on page 32. We are voting more resources to fight terror and banditry. This is coming from the federal government now. A right underneath it says Abdul Salami blames institutional failure, unemployment over insecurity in the North. You get details of that on pages 9 and 32 of the Vanguard newspaper. Saludo is problem, not solution in Anambra. Obiora Okonkwo talking right there, and that's on page 15 of the Vanguard newspaper. MPR hikes, that is the kicker. Banks interest income, up 141.8% to 6.9 trillion naira. Now that's some business news you'll find on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. this morning. We have a sports story right down the front page. It says AFCON 2025 qualifier, that is the kicker once again. We will approach Libya game like World Cup final. Eguavion talking there, and that's on page 39. I'm very sure that Vicky Vic would give you, concrete details of our story at, at the 8 o'clock hour. Moving on now to the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust newspaper is leading differently from the Vanguard. It leads with federal government targets more revenue from taxes as Tinubu sends 4 bills to National Assembly. 2 riders underneath that headline. The first one here says to rename FIRS, harmonize states, local government levies, capture cryptocurrency. The second rider says government looking for more money. Economist talking there. That's a page 4 read on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Court stops VIO from stopping impounding vehicles and fining motorists. All right, it appears the story is actually trending across the national dailies this morning, but that's on page 12 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Senate to amend Northwest and Southeast Development Commissions Act. That's on page 11. And then FCT police arrest 4 kidnappers, recover arms. That's on page 29. Tinubu urges terrorists to surrender. Abdul Salami blames weak governance. You get that on page 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Insecurity threatening Northerners' existence. Arewa Consolidate Forum talking there. You get details of our story this morning on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Middle East tension pushes global oil prices up. All right, that's on page, I guess this should be page 11 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And then the last one here says Niger boat mishap. That is the kicker. Death toll hits 36 as 20 more bodies recovered. You get that on page, I think that's on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And then moving on real quick, the Guardian newspaper is up next. On the Guardian newspaper, you have, the big story right there. It says Nigerian teachers are lured by passion, empowered by political class and a broken system. You get that on pages 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And then you have a photograph right there that speaks over 1 million words. It has a caption to it that says, politics is more lucrative. Actually, you have it's more like a teacher and students in a classroom. Now the teacher actually wrote something on the the board, the blackboard, and it says, would you like to become a teacher? Then a student replies and says, politics is more lucrative. But is that the reality on ground? Is it really true that politics is, very lucrative, and perhaps that's the reason why every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to delve into politics without really having, the requisite, background and knowledge, of, the Nigerian, system? Anywho, you get that on pages 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Right underneath that, big story, you have this one talking about ASU, the Academic Staff Union of Universities. It says Nigeria in hopeless state, situation worse than in 1984. You get that on page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. A bureau knocks Lagos State government officials for failure to file and submit asset forms. That's on page 29. And then court grants Taraba ex-governor Ishaku 150 million naira bail in alleged 27 billion naira fraud suit. That's on page 30. Tension as pro-Wike Fubara camps head for climax in Rivers Council polls. That's on page 6. Amid food inflation concerns, NBS claims average healthy diet now 1,255 naira. How true is that? Amid food inflation concerns, NBS, that is the National Bureau of Statistics, claims average healthy diet now 1,255 naira. Well, that's on page 6. Let's go right ahead and get a copy of the Guardian newspaper to read, to get sense of what our story is all about. But one may want to differ, to say that an average healthy diet costs 1,255 455 naira. Okay. Companies battle inflation, FX issues, lose 30% of share value in 9 months. That's on page 18. And then this one here says, your days are numbered, says federal government, as bandits dare Tinubu ECOWAS a 5,000-man force. That's on page 3. And then this one here says Tinubu submits tax reform bills to National Assembly, may rename FIRS. That's on page 3. All right, and I think that will be it for the Guardian newspaper this morning. Real quick, let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. On the Punch newspaper this morning, the big headline here says crude for loans. NNPCL votes 8 million barrels monthly for $8.8 billion debt. This is according to a report. I like to take that again. NNPCL votes 8 million barrels monthly for $8.8 billion debt. This is according to a report. Right under this it says firm repays $2.61 billion, owes $6.25 billion as Nigeria loses 264 million crude barrels to thefts. Others. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. IOM repatriates 180 Nigerians stranded in Libya. That's on page 30 of the Punch newspaper. And then this one here says 36 corpses recovered in Niger boat crash. A very sad story. That's on page 9. And then Fubara insists on local government poll amid protest by Wike allies. That's on page 20. And then Tinubu plans to bar customs, NPA, others from revenue collection. That's a page 2 read. October 1 deadline. Naira for crude deal fails to take off. Right. Well, it appears, the issues surrounding the oil sector, they are hydra-headed, because initially we were given October 1, reasons being that come October, it will now be Naira, for crude deal in such a way that it will rub off on the price, at which, a Nigerian will get to purchase a liter of petrol. But it looks like it's going to be another failed promise. You also take a look at the refineries who are assured that the local refineries, the Port Harcourt refinery for example, would kickstart operation in September, and here we are in October. I think these are the issues we're going to be discussing on Eagles Outlook, so you better brace up and share your thoughts as always at that hour, 9 o'clock. Anyway, that's on page 22 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And then Iran summons envoys as Israel intensifies Beirut bombing. That's on page 30. Right. I think that's it for the Punch newspaper this morning, and that's just about the size of the headlines I will be taking across the national dailies this morning. It's now time for you, dear listener, to call in and share your thoughts with us. I'm very sure that you listened carefully to all of these, headlines. What do you make of these headlines? Are we actually on the right path, to progress, or we're still beating round circles? I mean, that's a question that, would like to ask ourselves over and over again. Some of these issues, they are more like a repetition of what, we had encountered or experienced in the past. Are we actually flogging a dead horse, or we're just making a storm in a teacup over nothing? But your voice must always count. So it's now time for you to call in. Let's hear from you. The numbers to call would be 090-8766-8888. I take that again, 090-8766-8888, or 090-7353-0044. 090-7353-0044. Please send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal on 090-9705-4450. We have, the standard already. Your voice note must not exceed 1 minute 30 seconds, and do well to state your name and location at the very beginning of, your voice recording. Please stay civil whilst we, have this conversation on this segment. No use of vulgar or obscene language. Thank you for always, understanding and also cooperating with us. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location.
There is Moses from Suleja.
Good to have you, Moses. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Let's run with UD again this morning.
UD is off duty today. It's weekend.
It's okay. It's okay. Happy weekend to him and you too.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, Abu Salam blamed the northern leaders for the insecurity that comes to that region. I think it's a good one. The northern leaders need to eat up, because what this havoc caused by this insecurity in the north is much. No more investment in the north. When you look at the size of investment within the north, people are relocating, and people are the community, and the community is the region. So if the insecurity begins to push away people out from the region called north, the leaders will sit down. Because I remember those years, most of these industrial companies are found in the north, and there is a massive economic growth at the period when there was a safety of life and property. But now that insecurity has taken over, you discover that the things are affecting the north, and the population of the north is harmed as a result of this insecurity, where you discover that there is no safety environment for people to invest. So they should have the second thought of what this insecurity is causing in this country. Then finally, the issue of promises by this government. The NYSC hoping that 77,000 will be given to them, promised by the government. And the next thing they saw was 33 or more. So I discovered that this government should go beyond promises. Nigerians, they are very intelligent. They are the people among them. So when you are using promises in your government to set it down, it will not work. The NNPC was promised during this thing. How many months up to date the promises that our NNPC will come to work is not working?
All right, Moses.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moses, for your line of thought right there. Keep the calls coming in. What do you make of, the headlines, making the rounds across the national dailies this morning? Let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning. Your name and location, please.
Daniel calling from Kurudu.
All right, Daniel, good to have you. Go right ahead.
Thank you very much. National Bureau of Statistics estimates the healthy meal for a Nigeria at the rate of 1,250. I just laughed this morning.
It's 255 naira, 1,255 naira. Don't throw away the 5 naira. Come on.
It is well. Here in Kurudu, we are not talking about a brown restaurant, a restaurant that you can look at and say, oh, this is a restaurant. A place of Mama Put from a street corner. It will not even be enough. It's a 1,500 naira.
Wow.
And there is a paper headline that says politics has become a lucrative business. That is the fact. Because if you are aware, from 1999 we started this democracy for over 24 years. We should, as Nigerians, ask ourselves, have we truly benefited the reward of democracy? The truth is no. Democracy is the best form of government. It's a government of the people. But for some of us who grew, I witnessed military government from the era of Babangida in a very little, as I was a little boy. I can tell you that the worst military that we have experienced in this country is better than the democracy we are enjoying. I know they have their losses and we never pray to go back to military. But we are highly disappointed with our elective democratic officers. You see a local government chairman has nothing. Went into office, we become richer than the local government. We see individuals go into politics, become so powerful and richer than the constituency, than the senatorial district, than the state government. And Nigerians are watching. Please, we need our leaders should wake up. The president just left. He is the president. He is the minister of petroleum. He didn't even fix the pump price that has skyrocketed the cost of living.
All right.
We are looking up to these leaders. They should not disappoint us. Go ahead, Nigeria.
Thank you very much. We keep looking up to our leaders, right? And let me ask, this question. No pun intended, but isn't it cheaper, to cook at home, as opposed to, eating out? I'm just asking, though. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
Felix from Lambata.
All right, Felix, good to have you this morning. Go right
My
ahead.
greetings to all the callers and listeners.
Yes.
Somebody said democracy is a good thing. Yes, it's the best form of government. But it's unfortunate that in Nigeria, democracy has been ridiculed. PDP and APC opting out of the forthcoming local government election in Rivers State. It's a good thing for them too. We cannot be fooled. We know that PDP have no followers. Wike are taking his members to APC. The other one, governor, are taking his members to APP. So PDP, they are not contesting. We understand why they will not be willing to contest. But the truth remains, the election is going on and will go on tomorrow in Rivers State. They have all the legal backings and the Constitution, the Supreme Court judgment, the High Court judgment, the electoral, the updated electoral voters register. Everything is in place. So definitely that election is legally legally going on tomorrow. Nobody is stopping that election. After them, they will end the court. And I believe that God will do the needful. Thank you and God bless you guys.
Thank you very much for your line of thoughts. At this juncture, we'll take a quick break, to pay this bill. And when we come back, you can trust that the studio lines will still be open for you to call in to share your thoughts. This is Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. Do join us again.
Welcome to Feminism Friday, where every Friday is a celebration of gender equality and empowerment. Tune in to Eagles FM 102.3 from 11 a.m. to 12 noon on Friday for inspiring talks on gender roles, women's rights, and inclusivity. Join us for inspiring conversations, insightful discussions, and the best part is that you get to contribute and be part of the program. The show will spotlight the champions of feminism and offering actionable steps for a just and equitable Nigeria. Feminism Lab, where your voice makes a difference. Take action with us now. The program is a production of Feminism Lab, sponsored by Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, Nigeria.
No offense to the commercials. It's just that we want to see other audio. Eagles 102.3.
Right, thanks for staying with us. This is Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, your radio experience you can count on. And at the moment, we are, getting the reaction of Nigerians to the headlines, making, the rounds across the national dailies today. And this segment is called The Pages. Just a segment, on the Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show. We'd like to, let you know real quick that you can visit our website at www.eaglesfm.com. You can download our app on iOS and Play Store. Link with us on YouTube right now, and also Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now X, and TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja. As a matter of fact, if you check us on YouTube and Facebook right now, you get to see all that is going on in the studios. You're welcome. All right, so let's go back to the calls. But for those that are just joining us, you can call us on 09087668888 or 09073530044. Good morning to you. All right, let's take this one. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Omeshi.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
My name is Abubakar. I'm calling from Masaka.
All right, Abubakar, good to have you.
First of all, my greetings to Salansi, Eda Omoja, working from Google and the rest of them. And my regards to Udrak also. I want to respond to the headline.
Right.
That says Nigeria, the NBS estimated our average meal, every meal, at 1,255 naira. I beg to disagree with that. In my own area here, as local as Massacre region, we buy a plate of food for 1,000 naira, and you must have to buy another bowl of garri before it will be enough for you, which is an extra 500 naira. And the meat is not as big as Maggi; it's just like Maggi. So you can imagine them. And when you're talking about healthy food, how can you get the healthy food for 1,000 naira now?
But let me ask you, Abubakar, isn't it cheaper, to eat homemade food? Maybe you cook at home, instead of buying food outside.
It's cheaper to cook, and when how can you be able to mobilize this food ingredient? For you to cook a healthy meal for a family of 4.
Are you there, Abubakar?
Secondly, the headline that says our politicians, politics is a lucrative business. I agree with that. Let me tell you, the money these governors and presidents are spending are siphoning. We just talked about the governor Ishaku now, who allegedly siphoned about 27 billion naira, and a court is asking the same person to come and pay 150 million naira. He will definitely pick 150 million naira from the stolen money and pay. These governors are criminals. They just criminals.
Not
they
all
must
of
have
them.
gotten their own thing back.
Not all of them are criminals.
Yes, a judgment like this actually explains it. How can you pay 150 million naira from today 102 billion, 80 something billion, and this money the state did not get any project that is up to 50 billion.
Abubakar, thank you so much for calling. Right, again, let's try to be very mindful, very demure, very cutesy whilst you're making our contributions this morning. Right, not all governors are thieves. Okay. Good morning to you.
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
Elder Anoja is my name.
All right. Where are you calling from, Elder?
I'm calling from Cuba.
All right. Please go ahead.
My regard to my brother Abubakar from Masaka, Salati, and Abubakar from Gwagwalada, my regard to them. And then Ochanya, my regard to them. So let me go directly. Our own. We said that we only just advise the government the way out. People talk about of what they don't know. Somebody is telling you, say, 1,000 something can make a decent visit for you. If that person is not living in Nigeria, and then to cook at home, as you say, it's more expensive more than to go to this.
Really?
There's no how you can take 2,000 naira cook for home. Even if you have a garden, your backyard. How much the bottle of oil? How much the money? Just now, sort of 50 naira. Now it's 200 naira. So all those things, let me leave that side. That is not my thing.
Okay.
My concern is about all this boat mishap in Niger State. I think it's your news.
Right.
Yeah, you see, it's a very simple thing for Nigeria to do. We have means of waterway. Monitor all what is moving inside water in Nigeria. We have failed to do the job. And then there's a funny thing that people don't know. You see, police, they have marine police. All those places where boats need to move, marine police supposed to be there. As they have MTD, motor traffic division, in every division, they're supposed to have marine police in every waterway where they are moving out of a flight boat. And then two, there's a rule and regulation. Those type of flight boats can't move in the night. The time when that move, is to say that the marine police or somebody managing the waterway, you can't allow that boat to move at that time, because that type of boat don't move in the night. And then two, the 300 people inside of that boat instead of 100 people. So overloading. If they have marine police there, or have water monitor committee there, or management of waterway there, they can't allow that boat to move. Every day we hear they killing go to his house in Niger State. And the people are watching it. I'm appealing to the Inspector General of Police. For God's sake, anybody when he's there, he's telling. Let him deploy marine police to all this waterway, all the places where they are putting boats. It's a duty of marine police to go and monitor them and make sure that everything is well there. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elder. And indeed, it's a disturbing trend. The state governor, Bago, has also come out, to lament and also, condemn in strong terms, the many cases of boat mishaps in the state. Well, it leaves us, with the readiness, whether or not we're ready or, maybe intentional about, the safety of lives and also property across boards in the country. I would like to, go on now to the WhatsApp portal to take some of the messages that we have here just to strike a balance. This message here, Samia from Kuje says, good morning to you, my sister Moife. Congratulations and welcome to Friday. Governor talking tough is one thing, taking proper action is another thing. We're tired of talk show by our leaders without anything to show for it. Politics is really lucrative, and that is why our politicians are holding tight to power. Look at the struggle for power in Rivers State between Wike and the incumbent governor. Soludo promised Anambra people that he will bring solution to their problems, but he is increasing their problems. Politicians will promise us heaven on earth, but they will end up giving us hell on earth. Promise and fail is evil and wickedness. Who is deceiving who? God bless Eagles FM and bless Nigeria in Jesus' name, amen. Have a good day, good Friday. Thank you so much, Samuel from Kuje. Thanks for that message. This one here says, good morning, Efe. I'm listening from Nasarawa State. The Northern group crying over insecurity is the best of my knowledge, or to the best of my knowledge, the North is responsible for the unending insecurity, with some Northern, benefiting from it at the expense of the people. E.g., Boko Haram has powerful sponsors, foreign and local, with many on their payroll. In Adamawa State, sometimes Boko Haram was giving the youth loans. What do you mean by that? And lastly, some people in the security apparatus eating fat from huge security budgets and don't want insecurity to end. Your opinion, Terkimbi Hundu. Thanks for that one. But again, that's your opinion. This one here says, good morning, my sister Omoife. I welcome the landmark decision of the federal government, or Federal High Court rather, banning VIO operations in FCT. This is because VIOs in FCT have deviated from their core duties of ensuring fitness of vehicles on our roads to harassing innocent road users. It is a shame that a modern city like Abuja is littered with rickety and smoky vehicles, yet we have VIOs. I recall that Ambode's government in Lagos State permanently banned, VIOs and leveraged technology to track and monitor vehicle registration, and Ministry of Transport a test popularly known as MOT certifications, which is generating enormous revenue for Lagos State. I advise FCT administration to adopt Lagos State model of MOT certification of vehicles and roadworthiness. For the Federal Road Safety Corps, I advise them to confine their men to the fringes and highways and not streets and lungus in the city center, as they are presently doing. Once again, I commend the judiciary for banning VIO operations in FCT. Have a nice day. Yusuf from Wuse too. Well, we're not even sure if this will get the warmest reception, we of course our fingers are crossed to see how this would unfold in the days to come, but it looks like the VIOs have got some explanation to do. If you're listening to us, please do well to come on board. Let's have a candid conversation with regards to the carry on of your officers, the VIO officers, and quite frankly, in recent times you get to see these VIO trucks almost everywhere in the city. Are they really doing their job? Is that the reason why they are everywhere, or they are harassing motorists? But as a motorist, make sure that your papers are intact. Make sure your vehicle is registered. Make sure you have the right documents to avoid all of this bickering and back and forth. All right. This one here says NNPC knows what they are doing. Unfortunately, they are not there for the Nigerians. Politics is the biggest business in Nigeria. I cannot agree less. As for core members, the 77K is audio. The sad reality is that we have a government that doesn't tell their citizens the truth. Chinonso, how sure are you? Chinonso from Suleja. Thanks for that message. Now let's take some of the voice notes that we have on here. At this juncture, I'd like you to desist from, calling the WhatsApp line so we can take, the voice notes.
Good morning, Omoefe. My name is Salasi. Good morning to Ubu Daniel in absentia. Good morning to Triple D from Waru. Mr. Bright, I greet you. I greet Ochanya and Bibi Blessing. Talatu, I greet you also. I want to talk about this boat mishap. Omoefe, I don't know how much does it cost to purchase this life jacket. Is it because I watched that video before that boat capsized. It was overloaded with, a lot of people. And now, I don't know how much does it cost to purchase a life jacket. I think government need to do something about this, because I need to understand it's the masses, it's the poor people that always become the victims of this boat mishap. Just imagine, we're talking of human life here. These people just perish like that. Avoidable. This is not natural disaster. This is avoidable. This is a disaster that is avoidable. Honestly. And now the president is warning the bandit should be repent or get neutralized. They don't have to beg them. They have to go after the bandit. They should kill this criminal, because they don't seek people conscience before they attack them. Before they attack community. They don't seek anybody. They don't seek in the conscience of the masses. So government should go after them. They shouldn't beg them. They should kill them. Thank you.
All right, you always speak, with so much passion and energy. Don't beg the bandits or insurgents to repent. Go after them. That's what he is saying right there. And I stated earlier, very clearly, that your voice note has to be 1 minute 30 seconds. 1 minute 30 seconds. We have this voice note from Abdul Shaibu. According to your WhatsApp profile, it is 1 minute 36 seconds. You already violated the rule, so I'm going to skip your voice note. Maybe you send another one and make it very brief. It has to be 1 minute 30 seconds. That way we can accommodate, other views. Alamin from Central Area, your voice note here is reading 1 minute 37 seconds, so I'm not going to take it. Please take note and do the needful. Right, let's take this one from Triple D. What is going on now? All right, this voice note from Triple D is not, I don't know.
Good morning, Eagles FM. My name is Triple D from Waru. Well, I want to comment on the issue of VIO. It's a welcoming development, and you can see how we the Nigerians are reacting, because we have passed through horrible experience in their hands. We are all Nigerians, but the way they are treating some people, the way they are treating us sometimes, is not something to talk about. Well, on the issue of River State, aftermath of everything is what speak much, is what speak volume. It's aftermath of all these their crisis, APC, PDP, and whatever. Please, they should allow peace to reign. River State is bigger than each of them. Well, on the issue of bandit, Mr. President giving them a days, their days are numbers. We have been hearing all this from the previous administration till now. Go after these people and let us see the result. Well, on the issue of politics is more lucrative. That person is right. If politics is not more lucrative, why do we fight? Why do we kill ourselves? Nigeria will get it right very soon by the special grace of God. Good morning, Eagles FM. Good morning, Nigerians.
Thank you very much. We'd like to share in your optimism that Nigeria will get it soon enough. And we have a voice note here from Anthony Ayamele. Your voice note is actually reading 2 minutes 36 seconds. Whilst I stated it must not exceed 1 minute 30 seconds. So please do the needful and send another voice note. All right. Okay, I see some of you adhering already. We have this one here. Let's take a listen to this one. What is going on? What is going on? Is it village people? I don't understand why this is not. All right.
It's me, Abdul Shaibu from Suleja. Good morning. I sent a voice note before you said it's above 1 minute 30 seconds. My take on the VIO. Sometime March 2021, there was an appeal court ruling in Asaba that barred VIO from doing something that has just been delivered today again in Abuja. The way the VIO take themselves on the road, they harass people, they don't want people to move, they behave like that. This is not good. And I think this judgment came at the right time and it should be implemented to the letter. Then the NBS saying average meal in Nigeria, good meal now in Nigeria is 1,000, everything is a lie. That is not correct. It's a lie. You and I know a plate of food now anywhere you go, it's more than 1,000, 1,500 naira. And in this plate of food, you hardly can come across protein, minerals, or all the vitamins required for healthy meal. It's a lie. They should redo that their what do you call findings again and see what they put out if it is true. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. NBS, the claim that a decent, plate of food cost 1,255 naira is a lie. That's what Nigerians are saying to you this morning. Where exactly did you get that, report from? And what exactly was the yardstick, you used to arrive at that amount? I mean, that's one question that, actually comes to mind. Let's take this one. Ooh. I don't know why I really can't tell what's going on. Is it that I click on this audio or this voice notes to play and then it's just, silent? I don't know why. I don't know. But I'll just go right ahead to take, this message right here. This one here says, good morning as always, Lady Omoife. TGIF, yes, TGIF to you. Yes, VIO officers have been, thrown on the flesh of motorists for many years now, especially in FCT. These people lack common courtesy, very confrontational, lawless, insulting, disrespectful, and behave exactly as touts everywhere you encounter them. They demand and collect bribes with reckless abandon at every flimsy excuse without minding what ordinary Nigerians, that have managed to purchase second and third hand vehicles have been going through, especially in these hard times. Honestly, they should be banned forever from appearing anywhere on our roads because the money they've been collecting end up in their pockets. That's good riddance to bad rubbish. In addition, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, seems to be living in outer space and not in the country. How can they say that a plate of meal in the country today cost only 1,255 naira in these perilous times? I believe these people are the ones giving government incorrect information about the situations on ground in Nigeria. They should stop deceiving the whole world about the true situation of things in the country. We need help, even from foreign countries. May God Almighty save us from ourselves. Comrade Ulo Basi from Buhari, Abuja, thank you so much for that message. But we know, of course, that VIO is more like they generate, their revenue internally. So maybe that's why they go all out, aggressively. But no one is trying to justify that. Let's take this voice note.
In Abuja. Yeah, this is your name, Dr. Dile Dennis Market. You play so much at Anatara Madrid. Yeah, my sister. I was not in Hope you are going. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm calling you. I'm taking this voice note from Apo. I'm an name, the only doctor in the whole world. Yeah, my sister. From from Dibakasa and Apo. So let me tell you, this government, they are failures. And they are failed to take it date. From Buhari time, that's what they tell us to know the patient. For Buhari place, so it is go for empty. And now you get about 30 home. So what do you want to do? See, you travel from one place to another, and they are using our money to be doing this. Everybody must give account, whether you like it or not. But I want to assure you that nobody of those governors who are lazy doing it, that's what they do. I don't know. The rock will be down. And now everybody shall for it. But no, everything is in God's hand. But not what you do for this world and they make you account. What do you do? Let's go there and make it well. Let's go there and well.
What did you do? You get some more? Thank God it's Friday after all. I think I'll just leave it there this morning for the voice note and take, the last two messages we have here on the WhatsApp portal. This one here says, good morning, Eagles FM. My name is Honorable Edward from Apo. I appreciate the judgment against VIO, and I also pray that God should elevate the judge that passed this judgment to Supreme Court. VIO are now producing means of identification to Nigerians' driver's license. Who gave them this power? When was VIO established by law as a revenue generating agency? There should be a department under road safety. Thanks, Honorable Edward from Apple. Thanks for that message. And then this one here says, NBS is right. In Dutse, you can eat a good plate of rice and beans for 750 naira or 800 naira, and akamanda kara for 450 naira. Let us not generalize. Abbas reporting from Dutse. Does it mean we all should, come to Dutse to have breakfast, lunch and dinner, since it's, very cheap right there? But no pun intended. Thank you so much for that message. I'm afraid I just have to leave it here this morning, for the contributions, from those out there. Thank you all so much for calling and also, sharing your thought with us. As always, we always like to disclaim that the views expressed by the callers and those who sent in voice notes or messages were not influenced by Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. That's it for the pages this morning. Up next is sports with Vicky Vic, and I'll be back at 9 a.m. to discuss Nigeria's oil sector. As a matter of fact, we're going to be focusing on the local refineries and who's actually benefiting from the turnaround maintenance. Thank you so much for listening. I am Omoefe Peace Osemere.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
For those